So, what's going on today, Rev?
We're bringing the chickens in the garden.
The chickens are coming in the garden to help clean up. We are very behind. We have not planted a thing for fall, and it's already September. We decided this morning, with Ryan's idea, to bring the chickens out because there's really nothing they can destroy at this point. About the only thing they could destroy that would be kind of sad is our watermelons that are still growing over there. They do love melons, but I don't know that they will peck. Those are fine, they're up off the ground. I do not think they'll touch the watermelons because they're not really one to like peck at rinds. So, we'll see. Mr. Rooster, we haven't even introduced you guys to our rooster. They really like my flowers.
His name is Hemlock.
Yes, his name is Hemlock. Why do we name him Hemlock?
Because then he can kill the predators.
So he's like poison to the predators because poison hemlock, you know, it's a poisonous plant. They really like being here, but they're actually pecking at the weeds.
They like it in there.
They're coming in here and they're pecking at bugs and weeds.
They love it in there.
They came in over here and they were just taking all the clovers out. But yeah, we have so much weeding to do. These beds were never really planted in. So this, that, and this one right here, which already was partially weeded. And then these tomatoes were on supports and they all fell over. So, these are the tomatoes that I pulled up. They were done about, and you can see all the little seedlings. They're all over the entire bed. So the zucchinis over here we planted last spring and they never came up. Well, they decided they would come up now. So we've got 1, 2, and 3 zucchini plants here. And this one's already flowering. So we might actually get something. We'll see. Are you picking up chickens, Rennie Roo? You got chickens. You're such a good chicken, Mama. So we have made quick work. Ryan has made quick work. I did a little. All these beds are now pulled. That's just the stuff laying in there. Hold on, Ari. And Ryan's working his way down over there.
Today we are doing the fence for the chickens, and so we're almost done. We just have 2 gates to put on, and then I'll show you in just a second. And this is where we have to put a gate. The line for the the electric is right there. And this is the tape. So yeah, we got a lot done. And we got a lot. It's really good. Here's the rest. I'm showing you the inside. There's Ari. Right here is the chickens. Hello guys. Now I'm showing you the little guys. The little guys are pretty cute too. They're really small. Show you one of all of our favorites. There he is. It's one of our favorites. Here's another one of our favorites. Show you small guys. She's very fluffy. Beautiful day on the farm today. Really beautiful day. But it's very hot and humid, but beautiful day on the farm today. Yeah, one of our chickens, Honey, passed away. River. She has a little stripe on her head. Right here. Brown stripe. Ew. She pooped on me. Star pooped on me!
What was that you were telling me yesterday? Yesterday you were telling me that none of the chickens have pooped on you yet.
And now one of them just
Let's see. Oh boy, look at that poop. Okay. Why don't you go inside and get changed? Or we could just spray you off.
Yeah, let's go to the hose.
Okay, let's go this way to the hose. Okay, I just turned the lines on. We got the gates on. The girls just opened the door, the coop door. Oh, Rainy's first one out. No surprise there. Oh, look at you go, Blossom. Oh my goodness.
Okay, Rev, they see more than going out, so walk out.
Oh, look at that, they're coming. Well, we did, we got that gate installed. We ran these lines to that corner post, ran it all the way back up to the barn, and there's another gate at the barn.
And they're not necessarily to keep the chickens in so much as it's to create a space that the chickens can go to where neighbor dogs, anything, coyotes, foxes, whatever.
Other predators won't be coming in.
Other predators, ground predators, can't get them.
What? I'm gonna come out and run away?
Hi, Fern. Did you lay an egg? Okay, so we also made a bunch of changes to the actual run because we just noticed some respiratory issues in our chickens. And someone had actually messaged me and said that wood chips, their vet had said that they cause respiratory issues. And I was like, and I told her, I was like, I'm not really concerned about it because I got the idea from several other chicken owners. And like, if you look it up, like tons of people say wood chips are fine. And after further research, I found out that it wasn't necessarily that it's like wood chips. People that I follow that know a lot about chickens, they use them, even if you do a Google search like it says. So anyways, I told her, I was like, I'm not really concerned about it. But after the conversation with her, I did further research on it and really kind of dug to see, like, you know, because on the internet you can find anything pretty much. Like, you can find anything to back up what you want. And so instead of searching like are wood chips safe for chickens, which comes up with yes, I searched, I don't even remember, like wood chips causing respiratory issues or something like that. And I found something specifically that was saying basically that, you know, wood chips that you would get and buy are typically like all bark, or they have dyes in it, which obviously that makes sense not to use. But the bark, I guess, can harbor more bacteria and cause mold, which obviously would cause respiratory issues in your chickens. Do you have a chicken, Rennie? But whole bark wood chips are supposed to be perfectly fine. So ours are from a tree service company, so they are whole wood. It's everything from the tree, not just tree bark. And so I was like, okay, we should be good then. And so I didn't worry about it. However, the last couple days, our chickens have started getting like coughs. And we actually lost a chicken this morning who has had issues for like 2 weeks. So I don't know if it's fully related. Also, right now is harvest season, and apparently chickens can get allergies. And with all the dust in the air, because we do live in an agriculture county and a lot of hay cutting and all kinds of things are happening around us right now for harvest season, you get a lot of dust in the air, and apparently can give chickens allergies. So that chicken passing may be separate. The one thing I'll say is, like, they never had any issues with their stool. Like, their stool's a little bit loose, but there's no blood in their stool. They have not ventured that far yet, so that's interesting. Oh, Blossom just touched it, I think, and ran.
They'll learn their boundaries.
Oh, so when they make their normal chicken noises, you could just hear some congestion, and a couple of them I've heard cough. But I never heard breathing issues. Like, even with the chicken that passed away this morning, which was Honey, one of our cream leg bars, they were never like sounding like they were, you know, breathing only through their mouth or only through their nose, or like they were having problems breathing. Like, that never seemed to be the issue. So since she's had issues for like the last 2 weeks, like she's just been kind of slow and she keeps her head tucked. I think it might have just been something with her. I'm really hoping so. And maybe the rest of these are just like respiratory, but more so like allergies, or the issue that we might possibly have from the wood chips. We are fixing the issue. So the other problem that could be, well, there's multiple things that we could have been doing wrong. Number one issue, well, not number one. We really don't know what the biggest problem is. Honey could be totally unrelated to what's going on, but there does seem to be something with dust, too much dust in the air with them. It could just be harvest season, or it could be these two main factors, which is wood chips, which we figured out, and my mom pointed out that we had this covering over here, so they had shade. And because of that, water was not able to get to these wood chips. So a lot, like, it would just be more likely that bacteria would kind of build up here, which doesn't necessarily make sense because usually bacteria is going to build up where it gets wet. However, because the dust and stuff is not getting rained, like how would you even explain that?
I don't know, it's just not being rained on, so basically, as the wood chips and stuff break down, as they're pecking at it and just natural breakdown stuff, it just made for a lot of dust. That the rain, because the rain couldn't get to it, it was just sitting there and not like washing it away.
Yeah.
Like it was on that side.
So when Ryan went to remove these wood chips, it was very obvious that this side had no dust in the wood chips, where this side, or very little, this side had a lot. Yeah, so we just removed them, so it's basically dirt now, which is fine. Especially because now they're free ranging, they're not going to be in here as much, so it's not going to be as dirty. That was the biggest reason we put the wood chips, because they basically worked through it while they're pecking, and so it mixed it all up, and there wasn't as much poop to deal with.
And they have bugs to peck on.
Yeah, well, they could already get to the bugs before, but they can get to them easier now for sure. The other issue was in the coop. One, maybe not enough ventilation. We have this here, but because we had the covering here, it's hard for the ventilation to get through to the coop.
Yeah, I mean, just standing back here by the coop door
was a lot hotter.
With the cover, you could feel the difference in ventilation.
Airflow, yeah.
And airflow. So just simply removing that already boosts the airflow in this area of the run.
And we will say the biggest reason we had put that up there is because, well, they were just confined to the run. We wanted to make sure they had a way to be out of the rain but didn't need to be in the coop during the day. But now that, again, they can free range, they can hide under the coop. Like, and Ryan's going to build something too to put their water under, so there's a water in here and out. They'll have other options to hide in, like even this tall grass here, which they liked kind of hiding in, or like behind that piece of wood, like random things. They can find shade now that they're free ranging.
Heck, they could go under the boards laying there for now.
Yeah, they can. There's a lot of options for them. Then we have the coop issue. So pine shavings. Can we all have a discussion about pine shavings? Because I'm annoyed with them. So pine shavings are what you pretty much see marketed for both horses and chickens. And apparently they're not actually necessarily the safest for chickens. So like when you go to Tractor Supply, like, or if you look it up, it says like you can use pine. The only thing I originally saw was don't use cedar. That's supposed to not be good for them. Pine shavings are supposed to be safe for them. But then you can find, again, anything on the internet, there's a whole other side of the internet that says pine shavings can be just as dangerous as cedar for respiratory problems because they're very dusty. So here I am trying to figure out, well, what do I use? Because our Tractor Supply only has cedar or pine. That's all they carry. Even in the chicken area, so like Tractor Supply has their brand, right? I'm sorry you have to not stare at me, but it's just so bright I'll be squinting the whole time. So when you go to Tractor Supply, there are two options, well, three options of their like main shavings. Technically I think there's four. There's like a premium pine, there's like a thinner sawdust kind, there's a thicker pine, and then there is a cedar option. And then you can also go to the chicken area, and there's a specific one that is marketed just to chickens that is also pine. It's supposed to be like they do something to it, like heat treated or whatever, to cause less dust, I guess. But again, pine, also marketed for chickens. That's all that our Tractor Supply has for chickens, or that is like marketed for that. And then I heard from a friend about hemp. Oh my goodness, the price of hemp shavings is ridiculous. But I went to Tractor Supply tonight and I was in the rabbit section and I saw aspen shavings. And so I looked that up quick. And the place I have found the best information has been Backyard Chickens. It's like a forum. And so that's where I've been now getting my information from, because it seems to be the most reputable information of like chicken owners that actually know what they're talking about. So they had said that aspen out of pine and cedar were the best options and that they were perfectly safe for chickens. So in there is now aspen shavings. There was some dust when I was putting them in, but it was not nearly as much as the pine. So yeah, we've done a lot. Fern escaped, and again, it's not necessarily to keep them out. Like, they can go out if they want to. It's more to give them an area that they can come in, and it'll keep like neighborhood dogs from them. So like if they're out and they see a neighborhood dog and they're being chased, they can run in here and hopefully the neighborhood dog will stop. Fingers crossed. But yeah, Fern got out and then she literally just waltzed back in naturally, touching both the bottom and the one above it, and she did not give a crap. And then Ryan went over to touch it. They're definitely on.
Yeah.
She got a low or a very high pain tolerance. Oh, I was talking about what we've been doing for them though. So outside of taking out, we've basically done everything we can to remove whatever it may be, since we don't know. So we removed all the what's this called? The wood chips. We switched out the pine shavings for aspen shavings. In their water, the first thing I did when I noticed the respiratory issues was I got them electrolytes and vitamins for their water, so that's in there. I also have been giving them this Vet RX, which is supposed to be used for the support of respiratory function.
Sissy?
So I got them that.
Put her down.
I did not give them antibiotics because our Tractor Supply does not carry any. However, the only antibiotic that they carried was for, I don't even know how to say it. It's like I'll put it on the screen. Chicken noodle is what I'm talking about. And I think they didn't really have the signs of that because that had to do with like bloody stool and stuff, which they don't have. So we've done all that. I need to keep forgetting to get the oregano in the house. I was gonna give them oregano because that's actually a natural antibiotic and add it to their food. We also got them a mix of different herbs from the garden. So I gave them like echinacea, basil, what else was there? Thyme, tons of stuff that is supposed to help with respiratory support. We'll see. So far, you know, we've done everything that we possibly can think of. Ari, you look so fancy. Rennie, are you playing with the moldy wire line still? Stop playing with that, girl. So Ryan, I don't know if it's gonna focus. Ryan just went ahead and removed all the grass from under here because we're actually gonna turn this into an entire dust bath for them. So Ryan ripped out all the grass and we're gonna add diatomaceous earth and wood ash and mix it all around real good.
But they're already using it as a dust bath.
Yeah, he is already about to take a little bath in there. But the dust bath is supposed to help them basically ward off different insect type diseases like mites and such. So they use it to clean themselves and get rid of mites and ticks, I think, too, and stuff.
Yeah, Mommy. So. I read about mites on my book, and it says that
Oop.
I think it was mites, and it said that if one of the chickens have it, we have to separate them so that the other chickens don't get it.
That is correct. Yep. But having the dust bath will help them not get those. Yeah.
So it is 3 weeks in the future now. I actually have a whole other lot of footage that I could edit and include in this vlog. But instead I thought, you know what, we haven't posted in 3 weeks. I'm just going to tack on an update to this, and I need to as well because I have a lot of just life stuff I need to get in order today because this is the first time in 3 weeks that I do not have the kids. Teresa, my mother-in-law, typically takes the girls on Wednesdays, and that's when I edit, get things done that I need to get done. But our entire family actually ended up getting COVID. I'm just gonna move up here because the son does not want to leave me alone. So yeah, we ended up all getting COVID. And my father-in-law actually ended up in the hospital with double pneumonia from COVID. He is home now, thank the Lord. He is doing great. Also, a thank you to all of you guys that have been praying for him. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me there. If you're ever wondering like where we are, why we're not posting, or you want to like see things first, that's where I typically post stuff like real time. And so that's like where I had kind of updated about Patrick and told everyone that we had COVID and stuff. So yeah, typically I feel like when COVID comes through a household, it comes through one household, but you know, we live on a property with the 3 households, and so when something comes in, anything, everybody inevitably gets it. And then 2, usually like there's a few people that kind of skate around like getting very minimal symptoms. The kids did. Ren and Teresa were the first one to have symptoms, and all the girls, the kids, they really only got like fevers and headaches for like 24 hours, and then it was gone and they were good. But the adults all got hit pretty hard, and yeah, it was rough. We couldn't do a lot, and then we had 3 kids that were like still crazy, jumping off the walls and wanting to do stuff, and we just had to rest as much as we possibly could. And so no, I wasn't editing. There's a lot of things about COVID that like the brain fog that you get, it's hard to focus. I actually am having like a hard time driving still. I drove one time and I came home and I was like, I shouldn't drive. Like my depth perception is off still. It is like getting better every day. Like everything gets better every day. We're all good now. We're out of quarantine. We don't have COVID anymore. But like gaining your strength back takes a long time. And that's definitely been the hardest thing. Especially homesteading with COVID. Very difficult. The garden, thank goodness we weeded the garden right before we all got it. That definitely made garden care really easy. We literally just ignored it for 2 weeks and it's fine. Like there's no issues with it. And then the animals, the girls were great, and so they took care of the chickens. There's a lot of updates. We have a new animal now, and if you follow me on Instagram, you already know. So like, there's so much that we need to update you guys on, like big life changes and things I haven't even updated on Instagram yet too. Like, there's so many things that we need to update you guys on. It has just been, it's been a couple weeks. Basically, I wanted to just come on and kind of update you guys, let you know that we're all good. Everyone is getting back to full health now. I think I said Patrick was in the hospital with double pneumonia. He came home 2 days ago, and he would have been able to come home sooner, but he ended up having another issue that they actually think was unrelated to COVID, and so he had to wait for that to all be figured out before he could come home. But because of that extra time he spent in the hospital, he didn't have to come home with oxygen, so he's like just kind of a free man at home right now, which is nice. So we've been enjoying time with him the last 2 days and going over there for dinner every night. You know, Patrick's been eating hospital food, which apparently was good, but you know, there's meals he's been missing, and so we have been going over there and having meals with them and just enjoying them, because both Teresa and Patrick have missed the girls a lot, because Teresa was also in the hospital. She was able to be in the hospital with Patrick the whole time, which was really good that he didn't have to be alone. So anyways, today, because I actually already had that first, like I literally had almost all of the footage, like I had the first half of the vlog already edited to go up like the very next week, 2 weeks ago or whatever, 3 weeks ago. But then we got hit with COVID, and like I said, the brain fog, I just couldn't focus to finish it. But I thought I would also kind of tack on that the chickens are doing great. Some of them had congestion still for like a week plus after, and occasionally I'll hear like a little something. So I'm starting to really think that it's actually just hay season, because we have taken away every possible thing and all of their allergies are getting better, and hay season is like kind of wrapping up. Like the fields are cut, they're now kind of bringing in all of the hay bales now and stuff, and so as the season has subsided, all our chickens have seemed to get better, and we haven't lost any more chickens. Nobody is getting worse. And I think I said in there that the 2 cream leg bars that we lost, they didn't show any respiratory issues, so it was very weird. So I'm actually wondering if maybe there was just something with those 2, like if they were in the same incubation, like same group of chicks, maybe they had something from the beginning that thankfully they couldn't pass on. There was just something wrong with them, and so they passed away, you know, only like 2 weeks apart or something like that. So why are my kids screaming? I can hear them at Teresa screaming. Yeah, I just wanted to give an update too, since it's been several weeks since we talked about all the chicken stuff, and I'm sure some of you guys were wondering, like, how are they doing? They're doing great. Everybody is happy. We actually integrated, after we saw like everyone was doing good, we integrated the last 5 chicks into the big coop in the big run, and so everybody is together now. They're doing great. The little guys, we did notice, because they weren't like in the run, they kept trying to go out, and they're too little to trust that they will come back. And so we actually took like 12 like 1-foot poultry wire and put it along the bottom of the run, so now they technically can't get out. I mean, they can, the big guys can fly right over it if they want to, but they don't. But just to keep the little guys that just went in there from getting lost, because oh, I didn't mention that we did lose one of the chicks from the first batch of little guys. We don't know how. She just went missing. Rev went out there one day, and she was just gone, so we're thinking she went out and got lost, or she got picked up by something. We're really not sure. She just, like, there were no feathers, there's no like there's just nothing. But that, you know, we told the girls, they were very sad, obviously. We told the girls, like, that's unfortunately just, you know, part of farm life, and we've kind of explained to them that there is death on farms and there are natural predators, and that's how other animals eat. And it sucks and it's unfortunate, but it is a part of life. And so, yeah, we don't know. That the one that went missing was Meadow. She was one of our small lavender Orpingtons, which is really sad. Now I only have 1 lavender Orpington, because I really liked that color and that breed. But yeah, we only have the 1 big one, Luna, that we named after the little Luna that we lost a while ago. So yeah, that's really the only thing that's happened since then. But like, we have no idea where she went or what happened. Like, literally we searched the entire pasture for her, and we found nothing. So I'm thinking that she was taken by a hawk or something. Hawks are really the only threat that we have here, because we don't really have any coyotes around here. We don't have foxes around here. Knock on wood somewhere. There's no wood to knock on, so that's not good. But yeah, so we're not entirely sure what happened, but that would be really the only possibility. And the kids are in and out all day too, and so usually like we would notice if there was like commotion of like a hawk attack or something, because usually that would also change the behavior of your other chickens, and like there was no behavior change in any of the other chickens. So I'm thinking she got out and was probably taken by a hawk like in the pasture or something, away from the other chickens. We are, I'm gonna end it there. Like I said, I wanted to just tack this on, update you guys on where we have been. We got a lot of things coming that we are going to be doing. Our house will hopefully be done relatively soon, and be moving into our home, possibly building a new barn, and a new coop. We got garden stuff we need to do for the fall. Like, we're so behind. We definitely haven't like grown pretty much anything. Probably the only things that are gonna go in the ground are onions and garlic, and that's it. And then we have cover crop that we need to do on the rest of the beds. And yeah, we have some lettuce that's self-sowed, so that's nice. It's in the walkway, but it's self-sowed, and we got some lettuce, so that's great. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to be coming this winter and this spring. There's so many updates that we need to give you guys, but I have a lot that I need to do today to kind of get our home life back in order, just with like toy organization, kids' rooms that have been neglected for like 3 weeks. So man, the girls are having fun down there. They're just screaming their heads off outside. But yeah, I hope that you guys are having a good week. I hope you're staying healthy, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.